Hi, I'm Lady Sylena Mangum. I am the executive pastor and first lady of the House of Judah, located in West Sayville, New York. Welcome to the part 2 of the Prelude to the Great Girls the Great Women's and the Great Girls experience. Listen, he who has friends must first show himself friendly. So you met some of my friends last week. And guess what? I have some more friends just for you to meet. Now, I want to introduce them one by one. And as they come in, just remember to share this link. Don't keep it to yourself. This is just way, way, way too good for you to not keep it to yourself. Make sure that you're sharing to your father, no, not your father. Well, your father, if it's your mother, they're married, and your sister, your cousins, everyone, okay? So I'm going to start off with Pastor Jenine Rivers.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, PJ. Hanine, how are you?
I am well, Lady Sylena. How are you?
I am well. Welcome to part 2. Welcome to part 2.
I'm excited.
Good. And next we have the First Lady of Memorial Presbyterian Church in Roosevelt, Long Island, Lady Donnette Williams. Hi, Dondi.
Hello, Lady Sylena. How are you today?
I am fine. Now, only I can call her Dondi. Don't ever try that. Don't ever
That's
try
right.
that. That's my name. We'll talk about that later as we get into the more into the actual conversation. And also, last but definitely not least, this is my BFF, Dr. Gretchen Cotton Rodney, who is an expert on mattering and will also lead an etiquette session at the Great Girls Experience. Welcome,
Yes.
Gretchen.
Hello.
Welcome. So it's absolutely beautiful to have you ladies with me again this evening. And I'm going to start off, just give us like a one line about what you do and who you are. So Pastor Jenine, we're going to start with you, then we'll go to Pastor Donnette, and then we'll end with Dr. Rodney.
So my name is Jenine Rivers, and I'm an associate pastor at the House of Judah, and I oversee the children's ministry at the House of Judah. I just love working with the kids, and I also love working with Lady Sylena. Whenever she has any women's events, just bring me on board. I want to be with the women and help the women. But my primary role here at the House of Judah is being over the children's ministry that's ages 3 to 12. So we have 3 to 7 and 8 to 12. That's Destin and Ignite here at the House of Judah.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Lady Donnette.
Hi. Well, I am blessed to be married to Pastor Scott Williams of almost 35 years. And yes. And we've been ministering for quite some time. We are currently at Memorial Presbyterian Church, and it's just exciting to be able to be on this new journey. So I, in addition to working with him in the ministry, I am also a licensed master social worker, and I work in the Hempstead School District. And my passion is working with women and working with children. And I find in the ministry, I can do just that.
Excellent. Thank you so very much. Dr. Gretchen Cotton Rodney. That's a long name.
That's a long name.
Well, listen, you're a lot of woman.
See?
Come on.
Can you speak to that mattering? You're an expert on mattering. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to hear about it.
So I am an elementary school principal. So during the day, I work with a lot of kids. But when you work with children, what you learn is their parents also need a lot of support. So I also do parent workshops and work with parents to help them strengthen their own selves and their own self-worth and being, so that they can be the best version of themselves and show up for their kids. And that speaks to mattering. So when you think about belonging, and people talk about, oh, do you belong? Do you belong here? A lot of times you're required to change something about yourself to be part of that organization, to belong. Well, when you truly matter, you get to show up as your authentic, true self. And that group, that organization, sees you, recognizes your greatness, and accepts you exactly how you are. And they, the organization, are better and strengthened because you are there.
Oh, mattering. My. That's a whole value lesson by itself. Right? That's what I hear. Thank you so much, ladies. I'm so blessed to have all of you with me tonight. I mean, everyone here. I've known Lady Donnette for over 20 years, and Pastor Jenine, you know, you another years, and then also Dr. Gretchen, you are another years. But it's good because we are all collaborating for the great girls, and the great women's, and I keep putting the girls first, but that's okay. The great women's and the great girls experience, and we want to speak to that tonight. We want to give some information, some details about it, just so that our audience will know what they can expect and what they definitely do not want to miss. Is that good?
Yes.
Let's start off with this question, and I want everyone to answer it. I'm going to start off with Lady Donnette, and then Pastor Jenine, and then Dr. Gretchen. Okay. What is a challenge you face when identifying a woman to be a part of your sisterhood? I'm going to repeat that. What is a challenge you personally face when identifying a woman to be a part of your sisterhood?
I think that's such a great question, because I think sometimes there are several challenges that as sisters we face when we're trying to get someone to be part of, make that connection, right? Mm-hmm. One is being able to be transparent with that sister, right? Finding someone that's going to be non-judgmental and consistent, right? And I think that the transparent part is so important, because we put on, right, so many faces. But it's nothing like finding a sister where you can just put on no face at all, be you, and just matter, right? And just come, like you said, come as you are. And it's challenging to find individuals like that, because sometimes, people don't like what they see. People can't accept it. They have a hard time with because they believe that they believe in the faces that you have carried on for quite some time. So the true you, they're like, wow, then the judgment comes, right? And then there's a lack of consistency. Now, the calls are not being returned, or, maybe, you're not spending as much time as you used to. So I think those are some challenges that I have experienced in the past, and I dare say, a lot of sisters have experienced those same challenges with trying to find their sister in this journey of sisterhood.
Yeah, thank you so much, PJ.
So one of the challenges that I personally faced was trust. When you put when you develop these relationships and you have an expectation of these relationships, and the relationships and the bonds are formed, and it's broken, it's hard to open up yourself up again for the opportunity to form this sisterhood relationship. So I think definitely one challenge that I have had to experience growing up, in college and coming into my adulthood, was definitely trust and getting comfortable again with bringing a woman into my space where I can say I can trust her to give information about myself and not have to worry about hearing it back or being judged.
Yes.
Definitely trust for me.
Big deal. All right, Dr. Gretchen.
I think that, what's been said is dead on. And I think the one thing I would add would be openness, to actually be open to bring someone else into your life. Our lives get full. We're busy. We have families, we have obligations. And sometimes it really is a challenge to open yourself up and give what the relationship needs, like the nurturing that any new relationship requires. Yeah. So, I can't necessarily say that other people, it's been challenging to find quality women to befriend as an adult. I can say, use an I statement. I'm practicing. I'm not good at it. I know the MSWs over there. I'm not perfect yet. I'm working. But that I'm not always as open. And I really have to be conscious of that, to let that woman in, to really see her and allow her, as you were saying, the transparency to see me.
Yeah.
That's good.
You know what? I agree with everything everyone has said, but also I think that we have to let down our barriers.
Mhm.
You know, and some of them are genuine, and some of them need to be there, but some of them are superficial as well, right?
Mhm.
So coming into that level of accepting self. I
Exactly.
think that when we accept ourselves, when we say, you know what, my teeth aren't straight,
Right.
and it's okay, I'm not getting braces, or I am bow-legged, and I'm not getting my legs broken for anyone so that they can be straight. I look like me.
Mhm.
I function like me. And it's okay because I'm uniquely me, and there's no one that can be me better than me. And I think that that's a big part of one dealing with challenges. First, accepting yourself. That's what I found for me. As
Mhm.
personal, once I accepted me and saw my limitations and the things that I was good at, then it was easier for me to accept other women and allow them into my space. And guess what? Half of the stuff was already out there anyway. So transparency was never an issue for me.
Right.
It was like, all right, it is what it this is it.
That's it.
It's like being a Black woman, right? Let me just add this on it.
Yeah.
You can't be anything else but a Black woman because that's what you are.
Yeah.
So you wherever you go, whatever you're going to be a Black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Black woman with education, Black woman with a husband, Black woman without a husband, Black woman with kids, without kids. It doesn't matter.
Right.
You're always going to be a Black woman.
Yeah.
And I love that. So once I really started to adapt and accept that this is what I am, this is what God created me to be, and I'm comfortable in that, then the challenges, they became, I'm not saying they don't exist.
That's right.
Let's be real. But they become less intimidating.
Mhm.
That's what I was
Yeah.
saying. All right, good. Thank you, ladies. Thank you. So how do we navigate past the stigma surrounding women relating to each other and build sisterhood? And I'm going to start with you, Dr. Gretchen, and then Lady Donnette, and then Pastor Jenine.
We be that example. We
Ah.
be the person, we be the friend we want to have.
Yeah.
You know, and I know that sounds so like cliche, but it's the truth. You know, so we extend the kind of grace we want to receive. We extend the kind of openness we want to experience. You know, we demonstrate that I know, girl, I know you haven't called me in a minute, but I felt led to reach out to you and or send you a card in the mail, or you know, let me take you for a coffee. Where have you been? You know, what are you up to? So don't just first assume the worst of the person. Like, you know, she wasn't really my friend anyway. You know, check in on her. You know, what's going on? You know, we used to talk all the time. Is something happening? And you never know. Her life is full too. Maybe some things have happened. And she's been waiting for her friend to find her. You know, so I would say to just really be that person you would like to have in your life. And you will start to see it reflected back. If not in that same person, in different relationships, if they, you know, they will start to weed themselves out. So, you know, as long as you continue to be authentic in the way you approach relationships, I think you will start to get that back.
Yeah.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Gretchen.
Yeah. And I agree. And I think I would add that we have to reflect, right? I believe in women and individuals reflecting on our relationships, reflecting on, you know, what did I get out of this relationship? What were the pluses? What were things that I could have changed? Not necessarily about the other person, but within myself, you know? So I got to reflect. And then also we have to let go. We have to be able to let the past go. I gained during this season of this sisterhood, I gained so many wonderful things. And maybe that season was over, right? And now it's time to now hold on to the things that didn't work out and the things that I was disappointed by, but hold on to those things that I was blessed by and move on to the next journey, the next chapter where the Lord is leading me. So I think reflection and being able to just let things go.
Yes.
I'm going to add one line to that.
Yeah.
Without resentment.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's it.
Absolutely.
Excellent. PJ?
And certainly a lot of those points that you guys made, as far as what you said, Lady Donnette, looking at yourself, and it's understanding that you can form those relationships that can help you carry and deal with what we as women go through on a daily basis, as far as our thought process, talking about looking at our finances, our children, our health, our jobs and our careers, just to make sure that we don't know and understand that we are valued. So I think it's looking past, like you said, those issues that might cause us to think that, oh, I can't depend on my sister, or I can't grab my sister, whatever the issue is, releasing those things and say, you know what? I have that support system. I don't have to do this by myself. I don't have to carry this alone. I can open up myself to the opportunity of getting that help. So mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, we can be sound and do what we need to do as women.
Yes.
It's collaboration.
Yes.
We have to be collaborative. And that's part of what we're doing right here, right?
Absolutely.
You heard what Lady Donnette, she's Presbyterian.
Yes.
Okay. And that's a beautiful thing. And I don't even know if that even matters for me.
Right.
Because she's when we talk about where's my sis, there's my sis.
That's it.
And now here's the other thing. So Lady Donnette and PJ9 are both Jamaicans.
There you go.
That's right.
That's right.
But they're my sis.
Right.
Dr. Gretchen done come all the way from Texas, and she's my sis.
Yes.
So, but I believe that God navigates our direction. He navigates our travels. He navigates our minds so that we can be to each other what we might have been lacking later in life, or even in the beginning of life. But once again, you have to be open to accepting those relationships. Yeah. And I think that's what we're really talking about, really relationships, and it doesn't matter what you've been through, but let's get there. Let me help you identify where you're going so we can all get to where we need to be.
Absolutely.
And you're so right, lady. It's accepting that help.
Yeah.
Because some women, I could do it by myself. I don't, and that attitude is so deflating, and it's really just not productive.
That's right.
And it doesn't allow you to become all that you can be. So I think it's just open up yourself, like I said, to get that help and to get that feedback from that sis that can just help you move forward.
Yes.
It's just a great thing.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, we have to be willing to take correction from our sister too. Okay. Because there are times when what we don't like in that person is just a reflection of what we need to work on in ourselves. Yes, so when that sister tells you, you be coming off kind of, XYZ, fill in the blank, not just get super defensive, but be able to hear her and say, maybe I do need to work on this, to trust that they love me. I trust that she loves me enough to tell me the truth, even though she knows I'm not going to like it. That's a real friend.
Yes, ma'am. And you have to be able to not be so caught up on being liked.
Yes.
Because a lot of times we won't say things because we're afraid if I say that they won't like me.
Yes.
That comes back to being okay with yourself again.
Yes.
Because whether they like you or not, that's not even an issue anymore.
That's right.
It's not even an issue. The assignment never says that people are going to like you. The assignment never says that whatever I get, whatever it is that the journey God has put you on, that you're going to have people fanning you and saying, "Oh, you did great." It never says that. And I looked for it. I've looked for it. Believe me, I looked to find out whether or not it was. It's not there.
No.
That's what we really need. That sis. Where's my sis?
That's right.
Because like you said, it's going to tell me if it's right, if it's wrong, or if there's the indifference. And you have courage.
Yeah. And we say that we want that. We say we want that, but when it comes and we're like, well, why are they saying that about me? Or I don't believe that. But we say we want that sis who's going to tell us when we have lipstick on our teeth, right? Who's going to tell us when your slip is showing. It's going to tell us, you know what? Maybe, you should try it this way. And when they come into our lives and they're real with us and tell us that, then we don't like it. We're like, they're always pointing things out. No, but that's what your sis is for, right? Yep. To tell you that on the side to make you, because we make each other better.
Yeah.
So we do have to be open to receive that part of the sisterhood, because that is part of the sisterhood.
Yes.
Right? It's not just all grinning and laughing, and that's wonderful, but it's to have those moments with his sis. Let's tighten. We got this. I love you enough to tell you this area. Let's tighten it up. And I'm going to be with you on that journey. I'm going to be with you,
Yeah.
but it needs to be tightened up.
I love what you said. I love you enough.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
care enough.
Mm-hmm.
And here's what I'm going to say too. I think that part of that is that you have to watch their lives first. Because in order for someone to be your sis, you have to see some qualities in their lives, some characteristics in their lives that you say, you know what, that would make me a better person. So you got to be able to identify some things about that sis first before you allow them into that part of your life. Because
Yes.
sometimes what we see and what we see reflected isn't good for us because of some own insecurities that we have, right? So we got to really, really do that self-evaluation and that self-reflection, as you said, Lady D, so that we understand exactly what we want to connect with and why we want to connect to it.
Yes.
Right? Ooh, this is good.
Yes.
I
Yes.
hope you're enjoying this talk because
Yes.
I really,
Absolutely.
truly am. Now I have another question for you. In part one of our prelude to the great women's and girls experience, we discussed the importance of modeling great behavior and taking time to ensure our young girls see us operating in excellence so they are able to have those lessons that can guide them to successful, godly lives. How do we make sure what we are modeling to our girls is effective? How do we make sure, as the ones that are the models, that what we're modeling is effective to our girls? I'll start. Let's see, whoever I start with. I don't think did I start with everybody? I don't think I started with you, Lady D. So I'm gonna start with you. Then I'll go to Dr. Gretchen and then Pastor PJ9.
Okay. I think modeling is so important. And one thing that we can do is to do check-ins. Then we got to check in. We got to check in with those, right? Making those phone calls. I think Dr. Gretchen said we are just so busy. We're doing so many things, so many places. We're all over the place, right? And sometimes we forget to check in and say, what's happening? What are you feeling? What are you hearing? What are you sensing? How can I've had such wonderful models in my lifetime, wonderful. And the ones that were most impactful for me were the ones that did check-ins. Check-ins is not a daily check-in, may not even be a weekly check-in, a month, maybe a couple of months. That they're there, right? And you have, when you check in, you have the conversation, you're reflecting, you're tweaking things, and that there is someone there that truly cares. So I just think in modeling, just checking in with each other, and that way, if adjustments need to be made, it needs to be made. But I think checking, being intentional with the check-ins as well, because we're so busy, being intentional and with that sister, as we are, modeling, because sometimes people think modeling is just a daily thing, is being able to see them all the time, but it is not. It is not. There was something that was there, right? And it's just a matter of maintaining that connection.
Yes. Excellent.
I agree with that. I would say the way to best influence any child, a young girl, in this instance, is what I tell parents. Number one, you remember saying what people used to say, don't do what I do what I say. That never worked. That was never true.
Right.
Children will always do what you do. And so being your authentic self is the best way you can be consistent in your model. So I cannot put on this persona that I think I'm supposed to be. I can only stand in my truth and be who I actually am consistently over time, right? So when I'm having a great day or I'm having a challenging day, this is how I show up. And that's what these young women will see, that consistency over time. The second part of it is the connection. So as Lady D was saying, did I just call you Lady D too?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
It's Dondi that you can't say.
That's right.
So, to have that connection with a young person, to help them to feel seen, that they matter, that their future is important to you, not just important for them, but it's important to you that they have a future, that they have a life that they're happy with and that they are proud of, to pay attention to what they are interested in and find a way to communicate with them through what they are interested in is a way to connect authentically. Now she'll hear me because she knows I see and hear her. If I'm just talking at her, whatever, I'm just another old lady talking. I'm only 37 plus, but but that's all they hear, because they hear that all day at school. They hear it all over their lives, an adult telling them what they should, could, or would need to do.
Yeah.
But when they feel truly seen, appreciated, needed, authenticated, and now I come to them with a message.
Yes.
They can receive that message because they know it comes from a place of true care and love.
Excellent. And that's what the Great Girls Experience is about, right? So that we're meeting with these girls 11 to 15 years old so that they can feel that we really, really are connecting with them. We care about their lives. We want to see them become that dream that they have in their minds. So I am so super excited about you, Dr. Gretchen, working with Pastor Jenine. These girls they're young ladies, you are not ready for this, but you need to get ready, okay? It's going to be great, 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 great. And remember, you can find the details in our app. Excellent. Pastor Jenine.
And Lady Sylena, I would like to report a crime. Lady Gretchen came into my house and took all my notes. That's what I wanted to say. So, but you know what, ladies, that just encourages me, because that lets us know that we are on the same page and are going to present to these young ladies how valuable and important they are. Because what I had, being consistent, letting them know their relevancy, knowing what's important to them. Yeah. And because there's so many things that draw their attention in this world. Yeah. And so we want to do things that are relevant to them. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Our relevancy in their lives. We want to make sure that consistency, they're relevant. And the last thing I said was application, making what we're giving them applicable.
Always
grab hold of and say, I can do that. That doesn't seem so hard. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's what she meant by that. And they can see themselves in the information that we're presenting them so they can become successful. So definitely everything that Dr. Gretchen said, we want to be consistent with these young ladies because they need that level of consistency. So they know how to be persistent and consistent themselves and doing things that are relevant, important to them. Yes. We want to make sure that they know that their time is valuable just as our time is valuable. What they feel and believe is valuable, just like how we want what we feel and believe to be valuable. So definitely those things, just putting those in place that will safeguard our young girls, to ensuring that they get to where God sees them. Yes. I just love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
My. Can I add one thing?
You most certainly can, Dr. Gretchen.
And to let them know we weren't born old. Like, for real.
Come on.
Before. Like, we were imperfect. Because sometimes at this stage in life, you've created this. I'm not saying that we're perfect, but we're pretty good, And sometimes it feels as though I can never be her.
That's right.
I can never be Dr. This. I can never be associate pastor. They feel like that is something that's beyond, so unattainable. Right. But I didn't wake up this person.
That's right.
I was always this person, but I had to choose to step into it.
Yes.
Right? So I was always this woman.
That's right.
But you get to choose every day how you show up.
That's right.
So I think it's important that they know we make mistakes.
That's right.
We've taken kind of some beelines and left turns and,
that's right.
our lives. So we're not asking for them to be perfect.
That's right.
We're just asking for them to be authentically true to themselves. And if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, well done, I did a good job today, then that's all I can do.
That's it.
That's all I can ask for. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that was my add-on.
Oh, it's a great add-on.
Absolutely.
That was a great add-on. And our young girls, they connect, when you can connect with them in terms of reflecting back on some of the things that you went through, and you can identify what they're saying. And when you say to them, I remember when such and such happened with me, they give you a look like, that happened to you? You came from here? It happens all the time. And part of the reflecting for me, why I love it so much, because it reminds me of where I came from. And it's not to stay buried within us, right? It's to share and to be able to be authentic to those young girls that we are modeling to, so they see and they hear it, and then they know that it can also happen to me. It can happen for me. This person didn't just drop here from the sky this way, where the way that I'm seeing them. And they do see us perfect. They see us having it together, right? But being able to share that and be authentic with them, that connection is priceless.
That's right.
It really is. And, I teach the kids on Sunday. It was such a blessing that one of the moms of the kids that I teach, she came up to me. Her daughter wasn't in church, and she came up to me and she said she wanted me to come and tell you the reason why she's not in church.
Wow.
For me, you talk about those connections, Lady D. For me, she felt a connection. Right. Whatever it is that she is drawn to, whatever it is that we're presenting, whatever it is that we're giving, she was so drawn to that she wanted to make sure that I knew why she's not there. So just like you said, those connections are so invaluable because we want to make sure that they stay connected. They hold those connections because it's going to carry them throughout. They're going to remember these experiences, and we want to make it where it's an imprint on their hearts and their minds, that when they get to our age, they could, I remember when.
That's right.
Because those are those life lessons that are going to take them through to get them to where we are today. And I just think it's great. It's so wonderful.
Yes.
Yes. And that's a big lesson, right? Those are those loud lessons. I remember, man, girl, you remember when but it's also important for them to have those quiet lessons. If they don't really know why this is important to them, but it's somewhere in their subconscious. It's really like absorbed into the who they are. I remember being a little one and hearing the older people, now I'm an older people, like, train up a child, you gotta train up a child. And I was like, what are they talking about? Kind of thing. But it is the truth. And it was an everyday repetition of the expectations that I would see in the women that were around me that really shaped who I am. And sometimes, if you open your mouth and your mother's words come out, it's like those quiet lessons that we receive are as valuable as those big, loud ones.
Agreed.
That's excellent.
Excellent. We could talk all night long. I see that. I know that. And this is so great. But listen, I am expecting everyone to have a fantabulous time. I mean, everyone has participated. You've given so much. Thank you so much, ladies, for your time, for your kind words, for your words of wisdom and soundness. That matters. It really does matter. Now, remember, where's my sis? We want to make sure that you are there. Remember, there's still time to sign up if you haven't done so already. For the Great Girls Experience will be held on Friday, May 17th at 8 p.m. at the House of Judah. You may check our mobile app for event details or check the description box below. Now, also remember, the Great Women's Experience is going to be on Friday and Saturday. It's May 18th and May 19th. The Great Girls is just on May 18th, that Friday night. That's right. While they're doing their thing, we're going to do our thing. You ready for them? Are you ready for them, Dr. Gretchen?
Wow.
I'm ready. I'm excited.
PJ9, you ready for those girls?
Yes, I'm ready for them. I'm going to be like an Energizer Bunny.
May 17th. I'm with the girls. May 17th.
May 17th. Yes,
sorry, May 17th for the young girls. Yep, May 17th to May 18th. Did I say May 18th? No, May 19th is church on Sunday. Close out. Okay, don't come on. Well, no, you can come on May 19th also. We'll take that, won't we? Excellent. Listen, thank you so much. I am so super appreciative. In closing, Pastor Jenine, just give me one thing that you're expecting from the Great Woman's Experience.
I want lives to be changed.
Yeah.
I want mindsets to be transformed so the girls and the women can become all God intends for them to become.
Excellent. That's what we all want. Is that true?
That's
right.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you there. Remember, you can sign up on our mobile app, also in the description box below. We love you and God bless you.